The Jersey Johnny Show continues on 93.5 FM and 1070 The Fan. Our pleasure to welcome to the show. She has put together a documentary on the USS Indianapolis. They'll be in town this week for their reunion. Sara Vladic. Sara, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Now, what did you put into this? Well, first of all, is it safe to call it a documentary? Is it a movie? What is it exactly about these men?
Yes, it's a documentary. The men tell the story of the USS Indianapolis from about early 44 to present day. And it's the story of the ship, the crew, all the way through the sinking, the rescue, and then the captain's exoneration in 2000.
Now, my understanding is that you've years upon years of interviews to put this together, correct?
Yeah, we started filming this in 2005 was the first interview. I actually got involved with the group in 2001, so it's been a 15-year journey of doing these interviews and going to the guys' homes and reunions, and then constructing. We had 170 hours of footage that we put into the 96-minute documentary.
Now, I think most people are aware of the USS Indianapolis, believe it or not, because of the movie Jaws, when it's spoken about, and the captain on the boat talks about being, a part of the crew of the USS Indianapolis. But, of course, we all know, well, most of us know, late July 1945, a secret mission. The ship was torpedoed, sunk in 12 minutes, close to 1,200 men on board, close to 900 make it into water, 317 survive. And from what I understand, Sara, there are, sadly, just about, I think, 23 of the survivors left. How many are coming into town this week for the reunion? Is it 10 or so?
Yes, at this time we believe there'll be 10 attending, and they will be, at the event and are excited to share the story, and they have their book there, so they'll be talking about their book, too. Okay,
so now if folks want to go to the movie, and again, it's at the United Artists Circle Center Theater, which is at 49 West Maryland, which is right across the street from the Hyatt, where the reunion will be taking place. How do people go about getting tickets?
We do have a listing on Eventbrite, so if you search for USS Indianapolis The Legacy, you can find the tickets. And right now we're on wait list for the United Artists. However, we do have a second screening at the hotel. It will start at 6:15, and we'll have about 200 seats available for that.
Okay, so 6 p.m. at the United Artists Theater, but then 6:15 at the hotel itself is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, and my understanding is there will be am I wrong in thinking there will be a question and answer period where you will be able to speak to some of the men who are on the ship itself, correct?
That is correct. It'll be following the film at the Hyatt.
Okay, and their book will be available, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I've had that book, and the book itself is just fascinating. They years ago reached out to men who were on board that ship. A lot of them wrote back. Some wrote paragraphs. Some wrote 20, 30 pages of what they went through. And again, I don't think we need to dwell on it, Sara, but you know better than me being involved with these men. I think sometimes we don't appreciate how a lot of these men, and women for that matter, during the wartime, lost their youth and gave up so much to protect this country.
It really is true. That was really a focal point of the documentary, too, is just what this sacrifice meant for these 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids that were going to war to fight for something. And they, not necessarily didn't know what they were fighting for. They knew it was for their country, but I don't think they understood the magnitude of what they were fighting for. And that's something we really want to carry out through the film and through everything when we talk about the Indianapolis story, is just the significance of that.
Sara Vladic. Sara, before I let you go, what got you interested in this, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, when the first time I heard about it, I was 13, and I didn't think it was true. And so I went to the library, couldn't find much, and kept looking. And, I think the hunt for the story really was what got me interested until I met the men, which was about 2001. And they were just these incredible men that took me in like family members, and their story was just something that I felt had to be told. And I love these men dearly, and I hope to tell their story right. So kind of how it all came to be. Well,
good for you, because I think people, those that don't know, need to be aware of what went on 71 years ago now. It's hard to believe. So one more time, Sara, before we let you go, Sara Vladic, How can folks get tickets for the 6 p.m. showing at the United Artists or the 6:15 showing at the Hyatt, which of course is where the reunion will be taking place later this week?
They can go to eventbrite.com and just search for USS Indianapolis: The Legacy, and there will be tickets available there.
Sara, a safe trip to Indianapolis. I know that I'll get an opportunity to see you over the weekend. And again, thank you very much for joining us. I think that folks need to know about this movie and again, gear up and find out more about what these men went through.
Yes, thank you so much.